A dangerous shock. A deadly fall. Both happened because a complete job safety analysis, or JSA, was either not done, done incorrectly, or not followed. In fact, almost every accident on your rig today happens because of a lack of pre-job planning. And the best pre-job planning safety tool you have is a JSA. Taking shortcuts and not planning a job properly can cause serious injuries and accidents that can be deadly. A proper JSA, along with a complete permit to work when required, creates a safer, more efficient work environment and effectively identifies all hazards. A JSA will also greatly reduce your chances of being hurt on the job. Just think of a JSA as your first line of defense in getting you and your rig crew through your tower safely.
Took some shortcuts and assumed that the pump was locked out.
A team member whose leg was broken in 2 places found out the hard way why it's so crucial for each crew to perform their own proper JSA. And get a permit to work for jobs that require an added safety barrier.
You know, as soon as that accident happened, what's the very first thing that went through your mind, Ro?
Pain. It broke my leg in half in 2 places. It was excruciating pain, and basically, if I wouldn't have taken that shortcut, I wouldn't be in that situation I was in. We should have all gone up and reviewed the JSA, gone through the proper steps and procedures, and made sure that everything was locked and tagged out before we jumped on, the pump and started working on it. I will do it the right way next time. I will not take any shortcuts.
Take your chain off of that little chain hoist and go through the inside of the liner.
A properly completed JSA will identify obvious hazards or dangerous conditions you're about to encounter, and some that are not so obvious, like stored hydraulic or electrical energy. A good JSA is critical because it gets every job off to a safe start by giving you step-by-step instructions on how to perform your job and do it safely.
Is there any other valves you have to close?
But even the best JSA won't help the rig team member who didn't participate in writing or reviewing it.
And how did we release that energy?
By opening 2-inch banks of things.
Okay, and that.
So be certain to include everyone involved in the job in the JSA review, especially new team members, because a fresh set of eyes may see a safer, easier way to get the job done. Now that you've learned why a JSA is so important to your safety, here's the steps you'll need to follow to complete a proper JSA. First, identify and write down a clear, concise list of steps that you'll need to complete your work safely. Once you have that list, identify any potential job hazards. And take the time to look around and talk about how you and your team members can avoid injury if things don't go as planned. And remember to plainly spell out by being very specific any pinch points, slip hazards, or trip hazards to everyone.
Is there something you have to do first before you break that nut on the liner? Or no?
Make certain less experienced hands ask questions and that they clearly understand the dangers they'll be facing. Supervisors should verify this by asking open-ended questions.
What are you going to do to de-energize it, first of all?
I'm going to open up the 2-inch line.